Hello and welcome to French Tech News with Chris O'Brien and Ethan Pierce. This podcast series and our Clubhouse weekly news roundup highlight important stories in English in the world of France's startups, its entrepreneurs, investors, and ecosystem leaders. Our objective is to continue to open this incredible ecosystem up to the Anglophone startup and investment community worldwide. And my guest today is Thomas Courtois, president of Nickel.
Hello, Ethan.
It's great to have you here. Thanks for taking the time. We are at Vivatech. In a physical, in-person tech conference.
Yeah, at least.
How long has that been? It feels so good to see people and to be, kind of near people talking about great stuff.
Without mask.
Yes, that's it. Well, so to be clear, we're the only two people in the building without masks because we're 2 meters apart. We've got gelled everything, and we are in a studio. Everybody else has a mask on, so don't freak out if we are not wearing one. We've also all been tested or vaccinated to enter the building, so we're okay here. But
we have a sanitary passport. So
exactly, that is a great thing. The vaccine passport is already serving its purpose. So I'm super excited to talk about Nickel, which is a deposit account payment service. You provide. So it's not a bank account.
No.
It provides a MasterCard and wire payment service, which is very useful in France, where we pay a lot of things by interbank, kind of wire. It's available in over 6,100 retail shops, mostly tobacco shops and newsstands.
Exactly.
Okay. And you have 2 million clients in France, Belgium, Spain, and Portugal. Is that correct?
Well, actually, Nickel is a huge popular success, and we were created 7 years ago. And with two major innovations. The first innovation is to the possibility to open an account within 5 minutes through a network of point of sale and tobacconists in France in particular. And the second innovation is the operation of the account in real time, avoiding any risk of overdraft or any bad surprise. So with these two innovations and strong values, which are universality, simplicity, usefulness, and benevolence, we managed to get more than 2 million customers in France. And you're right, we are trying to go abroad now and to develop this very simple idea everywhere in Europe. So we already launched our activity in Spain, where we have already more than 500 point of sales. And we recently announced that we want to launch our activity in Portugal and Belgium starting at the beginning of next year.
Okay, well, that's fantastic. And so, like you mentioned, it was founded in 2012, and it was
2014.
2014, sorry, and was acquired by BNP Paribas in 2017.
Right. And
you spent 21 years at BNP before the Nickel adventure. What kind of brought you? I think in 2019 brought you to Nickel. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. So maybe we think I'm a kind of extraterrestrial working 21 years in the same company may sound crazy to some of your audience. But anyway, I had the opportunity to evolve within the BNP Paribas group and to have many experiences and the opportunity also to manage several business entities or subsidiaries of the group in France, in French overseas territories, or even abroad. And so 2.5 years ago, I was offered to the possibility to lead Nickel, and for me it was a unique opportunity to manage a fast-growing company with strong values, and so I was very happy with this proposition, and so it's been 2.5 years now.
The business model is super interesting because this idea of being able to have a deposit account that you access through retail establishments is super useful for people who, we have the village kind of ecosystem in life in France where that is often the center of the community kind of life. So it's an easy point of contact. We can also have people who, for whatever reason, don't qualify for a bank account or have other issues by providing them with a MasterCard, but also this RIB, this idea in France of a number that allows you to do wireless payments. It's super important because if you want a cell phone or different bills, you generally have to have that in order to be able to pay it with a monthly withdrawal that way it's automated. And so that's actually a huge problem for people who can't get access to a regular bank account in France, because then it means they can't get access to everything else.
Yeah, of course. I mean, trying to live without any bank account in our society is something very difficult, I guess. And just to have electricity, water, and a phone at home, you need a bank account. So, and this is really what Nickel brought to the market, is the possibility to open an account to anybody. And our motto in French is Nickel, le compte pour tous, meaning the account for everyone. So, and this is part of our value, universality. So we accept everybody. Everybody can open an account with Nickel. So this is true for people experiencing difficulties with the traditional banking system, but it is also true for everybody eventually. And so we have a very wide audience, and our clientele can be divided in three thirds. The first third are people, having trouble to have access to a bank account and experiencing difficulties with their bank. The second third are people looking for a very simple, cheap offer, and they only want to pay and get paid, and that's all. And Nickel is a very good answer for that. And the last third of our clientele are people choosing Nickel for a specific use, like paying abroad, because we are very competitive in payment all around the world, and or choosing Nickel to pay on the internet, because since the account is operated in real time, it's a kind of reassurance for people to see instantaneously the operation on their account. So yeah, these are so the audience is very, very wide, and we are really le compte pour tous, the account for everyone.
Well, and I love the name because in English, in the U.S. a nickel is 5 cents, but in French also it means kind of, oh, that's great, that's cool, or that's perfect. Like it's just nickel. It's kind of so I like that.
This is exactly why we choose this name, because nickel reminds reminds money somehow, and it's true that in France there is this expression, nickel, c'est nickel, meaning everything's fine.
Yeah, no, I love that, and we talked a little bit about what kind of brought me to some of what I've done through working with different banks and insurers and stuff. Through when I was with Nest in Hong Kong and Singapore, we ran a bunch of accelerators with different banks and insurers in the region, and one of the startups that we accelerated was a Philippine startup called Coins. That now is available in so basically a similar service but more towards the unbanked, which in some of these Southeast Asian countries can be 75% of the population. The ability to take the $2 or $3 that you've earned today doing whatever labor or commerce that you did, walk into one of over 30,000 7-Eleven or Circle K stores in Southeast Asia and put it on your account completely changes their life, because a lot of payments there, they don't run through a RIB type system, but they run potentially through your mobile number. And so you need to be able to pay for that. But also, these stores are kind of like a Franprix or something like that in France, where they're the local small commerce that, depending on where you live, is actually a large part of where you spend your money for daily needs. And so I saw that. And so whenever I was looking up what some research to do on nickel and just to understand a little bit more, it looks in ways that are similar, but it's not really focused on the unbanked specifically for the same reason. Unbanked maybe for a different reason in Europe. But I love this context of facilitating access to actually all the other stuff in life if you don't have a digital payment solution in place. Yeah. That's really a freedom enabler for so many people. It's not just about having a MasterCard. It's about the fact that you can't have anything else if you don't have today a way to do digital payments. So I find that to be super interesting. So you're scaling internationally. Obviously, you've pretty much scaled in France in terms of the tobacco shops and newsstands. Like you're pretty much everywhere, especially at least in a community. One of the places that they go to is going to have nickel. So then, as you develop internationally, kind of what's next?
Well, this is a very strong challenge for us, because this is true that we had an incredible success in France, but now, turning the company to be really international, and it's not an easy task, and it took us 2 years for us to launch our activity in Spain, and now we are trying to launch Belgium and Portugal so 2 countries within 1 year. So really, we are trying to accelerate. And it was, I mean, this is for the moment our biggest challenge, and it's true that we believe that we answer a very universal need. I mean, to pay and get paid is something very universal, as you mentioned. This is the same in the Philippines and in France and everywhere, and so we are very confident that with our solution, we will cover the need of many people across Europe, and we are not only digital but also physical, which make us very different from our competitors. And so but now we have to prove that the success we experience in France is also true across Europe, and well, we'll see if with the different atmosphere, with different culture, we can have the same success. We are confident, but we have to do it now.
And neobanks are kind of cool now. Like, we're seeing more players come into the market. Nickel actually started very early compared to any of that. So there was already a lot of innovation just in the idea of wanting to provide the services, and probably, I would imagine, some regulatory issues and all kinds of things that took effort to be able to make happen in a, that was that early on. But also then just looking at the idea that you were acquired then early by an extremely large financial player in the market, BNP Paribas. And so, that infrastructure probably brings a lot of interesting access, but Nickel is very much still a service apart, for people who need access to that. So it is a kind of an unbanked solution by a bank, which is very interesting to see now. I'm interested then, kind of along that path, that innovation, that kind of brought Nickel to us, but also other neobanks are doing other things as they look towards the future. They're adding, commercial payments, or they're adding, payments between people. They're adding insurance or other type services, or they're adding crypto. They're adding all these different things in order to create super app stuff. Or what does that look like? So I'm curious with Nickel, what do you see as the future of this innovation kind of, DNA that Nickel had to do this early? What to you matters moving forward to continue providing this service to people?
Yeah, right. There are 2 questions here. How do we manage to work with BNP Paribas, still being quite independent, and what is the next move for us in terms of service? Well, first, being part of the BNP Paribas group is something very strong for us. We will never have been able to achieve the successes we are experiencing today without the support of the group. And obviously, working with such a large group and a startup like Nickel requires a very good balance between each of the actors. And the management team of Nickel, with me, together with the management of BNP Paribas, we are taking very good care of this right balance between Nickel and BNP Paribas. And BNP Paribas also is very aware of the role and mission of Nickel in terms of financial inclusion, in terms of accessibility, as you mentioned. And BNP Paribas is probably one of the worldwide leader in terms of sustainable finance, and so they really understand what is the mission of Nickel in terms of financial inclusion. So, so it helped us a lot, and I think Nickel is a very good example of a successful acquisition of a FinTech by a large group. 4 years after this acquisition, Nickel still maintains its DNA, its values, its growth, its success. So really, this is a big success. So now, in terms of what is the next step for us in terms of services, we don't believe that we have to innovate to innovate. Innovation for innovation. We really focus on what our clients expect from us. And what do they expect? As I mentioned, is to pay and get paid every day. So we really concentrate our our development on this. And so the next services we will deliver are focused on payments, meaning instant payments, mobile payments, budget management services, but really focused on, we really stay focused on payments. We don't want to, we don't want to bring complexity in Nickel offer with with the crypto assets or etc. No, we want to keep Nickel very simple and very close to the need of our customer.
Well, and that makes sense because this existing customer base is almost entirely built around this kind of commerce de proximité, this local business approach of being in tobacco shops and newsstands where people are really, their daily lives often kind of wander around that piece. So I think that makes a lot of sense that you want to stay true to that DNA there. And I'm not surprised that BNP and that this relationship works well, because if you're used to the FinTech system or know about it in France, BNP is really known as one of the kind of leaders in terms of innovation, with YE, with the accelerator and all these different things. We see BNP attached to a lot of the good stuff in corporate innovation in FinTech. All the banks want to try it, but often doesn't always go where we want it to. So I'm not surprised that relationship works out really well, and it's super interesting to see where this has come from and kind of where it's going. So I appreciate so much, Thomas, you taking the time to spend here at Vivatech with us. I know you've got some other interviews, you've got a busy day ahead of you. So I really appreciate you taking the time, and we look forward to hearing some really cool news about you opening up these new markets in the months and year to come.
Well, thank you very much, Ethan. It was a real pleasure to be with you today.
Thanks, Thomas.
Bye.